Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Betting Insights. I'm Vimti, your host, alongside Sergio. Sergio, welcome.
Hey Tim, hey everybody, welcome back.
Yes, welcome back. We were off last week, but no worries. We are back this week, and we will continue our picks weekly for the club competitions, five club competitions across Europe: Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga, Eredivisie, and the Premier League. Now, like I said, we were off last week, so no recap from last week. But Sergio, anything new?
No, nothing new. Yeah, we need to say that it was my fault we were off last week because I was a little bit sick. No voice, so I'm fully recovered this weekend, so we can go in strong.
Yeah, all right. So let's start strong. Today we are starting with the Bundesliga. First game on the schedule is Holstein Kiel hosting Stuttgart. Kiel wins set at 6. Stuttgart wins set at 1.45. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, I do think Stuttgart will win this game, but I do think it will be close. Like, if you look at Kiel's last game, of course, they haven't won a lot, but they play a lot of close games, right? So they beat Union last week. Now the game against Leverkusen was a little bit close, just 2-0, and losing against Leverkusen. Okay, I get it. Against Frankfurt, same thing. A draw against Bochum, Bayern Munich, a 4-3 loss, very very close, and a 2-2 draw against Wolfsburg. So they kind of play their games close. So I think this one will be close again. I'm not sure. I'm really trusting Stuttgart on the road. I think they will win, but they're not in great form. Are you doing something here?
I'm not trusting Stuttgart at all, actually. Yeah, but Holsten Kiel, on the other hand, is just, one game. They won against, yeah, Union. I mean, one game in six that they won. And yeah, one goal game, also not, you can say maybe it was a lucky goal, but um, so. Stuttgart's chances are, of course, a lot bigger than Holstein Kiel. And if you look at the odds, yeah, say so also 1.55. Yeah, maybe something you can do with it, but I don't. I agree with you. I don't trust Stuttgart on this one, and the odds are too low for that.
All right, we're in lockstep there. So let's get to the next game. Leverkusen hosting Werder Bremen. Leverkusen wins set at 1.29. Bremen wins set at 12. Line for total goals again set at 3.5. Now I like Leverkusen in this spot. They're coming off a bad loss against Bayern Munich in midweek, losing 3-0. But Leverkusen, aside from that, they've played well. They win almost every game, especially at home against a team like Werder Bremen, who's just in bad form at the moment. Five straight losses. They haven't scored in two of those games, and the other three games they scored just only one goal. So Leverkusen will put this to bed early, and that's why I like Leverkusen halftime, full time. That's my play for this game. Are you doing something?
Yeah, halftime full time is not bad. And maybe even the over 3.5 is something to look at. But Leverkusen is still, yeah, they score a lot even when they play against Werder Bremen. The last four games, yeah, three of them were over 3.5 goals. So yeah, I think the over 3.5 is also something to look at.
Yeah, and they've scored three times in three out of the last four meetings. So over 3.5, very very much possible. I agree with you. All right, next up, Borussia Dortmund hosting Augsburg. Dortmund wins set at 1.55. Augsburg wins set at 6.4. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now Augsburg, they have won one out of the last five games, and this man in four out of the last five games they have failed to score. So I'm not sure how much of a fight Augsburg can put up in this game at Dortmund. I think it will be a difficult task. Are you doing something?
And I think I'm a little bit more worried about Dortmund in this one. They played during the week. And I think next week they need to play again, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so I think this is a chance for Augsburg to because yeah, the away game will be a lot more difficult for Dortmund. 1-1 at home. Yeah, was not a ideal outcome for them. So yeah. I don't know if the coach is gonna play with his strongest 11 against Augsburg. So I'm uh, I'm leaning for a double chance for Augsburg in this one.
Yeah, double chance Augsburg, it gives you a lot of value. If you have faith in Augsburg, then I would just take the over 2.5. Because even if Dortmund doesn't feel the strongest 11, they should be able to get a goal at home against Augsburg. Now, I kind of agree with what you're saying. Like Dortmund, they're out of the title race and basically also out of the race for playing Champions League next season. So advancing in the Champions League gives them the best chance to. I don't think they'll win the Champions League, but in their minds, it should give them the best chance to play Champions League again next season. So the coach may not feel the strongest 11. I agree with you. Like I said, if you have faith in Augsburg, play the over 2.5. Give some good value. I'm not sure Augsburg really pulls it off here. Like I said, they've been struggling of late.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Bayern Munich hosting Bochum. Bayern Munich wins set at 1.11. Bochum wins set at 23. Line for total goal set at 3.5. I'm not doing anything here. Bayern Munich 1.11. It's just the value is too low. Even halftime full time is just too low. And Bayern, well, they could score 5 goals or they could just score 1 goal. So not doing anything here. Are you doing something?
Yeah, they are used to scoring at least 5 goals against Bochum. They scored 7 goals 2 times the last
5 games, yeah.
5 games they played against Bochum. So so that's possible. But yeah, so yeah, I agree. I'm not doing anything this game also.
Yeah, they scored 7 goals 2 out of the last 5 times, but 1 out of the last 5 they just sneaked out a 3-2 win. And if you look at the recent games, well, a 1-1 draw against Celtic, also at home, not great. The 4-3 against Holstein Kiel, also not great. Just 2-1 against Freiburg. So they have some games where they're not really firing on all cylinders. So that's why I'm staying away, and as are you. So let's get to the next game. Wolfsburg hosting St. Pauli. Wolfsburg wins set at 1.82. St. Pauli wins set at 4.9. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, 1.82, the value was so great, I had to lock Wolfsburg in as one of my favorite bets for the weekend. I really love Wolfsburg here. St. Pauli, 4 straight losses. They haven't scored in 4 straight games, of course, for 4 straight losses. Haven't scored in either of those games. And now they're going on the road against Wolfsburg. Oh, I get it, Wolfsburg, 3 straight games at home. They didn't win, but also they didn't lose. Draws. This is a good spot to bounce back. I love Wolfsburg here. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm definitely going for Wolfsburg here also. Very good odds, 1.83, and even the over 2.5 sitting at 1.88. So I'm still going for the win. Just a Wolfsburg win.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Easy money.
Yeah. All right, next up, Freiburg hosting Leipzig. Freiburg wins set at 2.6. Leipzig wins set at 2.8. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Freiburg now 5 straight games without a loss. 4 out of those 5 were wins. The last one, 0-0 draw against Augsburg. Leipzig, man, they're having some issues. Last time they lost against Mainz, not great. Before that, I get it. They won against Wolfsburg, a home game. And before that, another home game against St. Pauli, but sprinkled in between a draw against Augsburg and a draw against Heidenheim. So Leipzig, they're really having issues, especially if you look at the road record, even worse. So I'm not really trusting Leipzig to go on the road here and beat Freiburg. Looking more at the over 2.5. What are you doing?
The points difference are not that big between these two, just 2 points, sitting at the fifth and sixth position in the league. So I'm just going for the home team and just go for Freiburg because Leipzig just 2 wins in the last six, and Freiburg a little bit better. So they're playing at home. So I'm putting my money on Freiburg this weekend.
Yeah, I get it. Leipzig and also on the road, like I said, they won one out of the last 11 road games. That's not good. Not a team you can really trust going on the road. But I get it, Freiburg. It seems like they've kind of turned things around. But listen, man, the 4 wins they have in the last 5 games came against Bochum, Heidenheim, St. Pauli, and Werder Bremen. You could argue those are like four of the six worst teams in the league at the moment. So not sure if Freiburg is really clicking on all cylinders. That's why I'm sticking with the over 2.5. But if I had to pick a winner, I would join you in Freiburg. All right. Next up, Frankfurt hosting Union. Frankfurt win set at 1.79. Union win set at 4.3. Line for total set at 2.5. Now, I like Frankfurt here. Union is just flat out awful. Not much I can say about them. One thing that worries me, Frankfurt played on Thursday, played a road game against Ajax, so short turnaround, but here they're playing at home. They've been very strong at home. They lost their last home game against Leverkusen, and they basically don't lose back-to-back home games. So I really like Frankfurt here. What are you doing?
Yeah, yeah, Frankfurt, of course, playing at home. 1.8. Yeah, Union, like you said, lost. Yeah, I think it was embarrassing against Holstein Kiel, and losing three in a row. Yeah, that's a lot. So I'm uh, I'm on I'm on Frankfurt again this weekend.
All right. We agree once again. Next up, Hoffenheim hosting Heidenheim. Hoffenheim wins set at 1.77. Heidenheim wins set at 4.35. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, listen, man, I don't really trust either team here, but if I have to trust one, it's Hoffenheim. Heidenheim is arguably, and maybe not even arguably, because now they're just dropped into the last place. They're the worst team in the Bundesliga, and they're playing like it. I can't remember the last time they won a game. Of course, they beat Copenhagen in the Conference League, but you can't remember the last time they won a league game. Probably one out of the last 20 games or something like that. Hard to keep track. Heidenheim is just awful. Hoffenheim, not great, but I'd rather go with Hoffenheim. Are you doing something?
Yeah, yeah. Also, one of the home teams this weekend you can depend on, just like Frankfurt and Freiburg. I think Hoffenheim is also in the same league and 1.78, also very interesting. So Hoffenheim all the way.
All right. Now that wraps up the Bundesliga. Let's get to Serie A. First game, Parma hosting Torino. Parma wins set at 3.05. Torino wins set at 2.48. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Parma, a team that when they win a game, it takes a while before they win again. Now, I don't love Torino here on the road, but like I said, when Parma wins, it takes them a while before they win a game again. So I'm leaning towards Torino, but it's just a small lean. Are you doing something?
No, no. I'm gonna skip this one actually.
All right. Next up, Como hosting Venezia. Como wins set at 1.58. Venezia wins set at 6.75. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now I kind of get it. Venezia, they haven't won in a very long time. Of course, they have 4 straight games where they haven't scored. So I guess if Como scores once, they get the win. But Como's not a great team. I don't think they could lay 1.58. They're just not that good. So I think the value is too low to back Como here, even though Venezia is just awful. So I'm skipping this game. Are you doing something?
Como not a great team, but still, one against Napoli, one against Fiorentina. So they are winning their games, actually sitting on the 13th spot in the league, what I did not expect at all from Como. So Czech Fabregas, I think he knows what he's doing there. I'm uh, if any team is gonna win this game, I definitely it will definitely be Como.
Yeah, I guess if I guess the odds kind of speak for themselves, but I think they're kind of overestimating Como a little bit too much. Como has allowed more goals than Venezia, so that's not good. All right, so like I said, I think the value is a little bit too low. I'm skipping this game. The next one I do like Lecce hosting AC Milan. Lecce wins set at 4.7. AC Milan wins set at 1.83. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Lecce, another team, four straight games where they haven't scored a goal. Milan also not doing great, three straight losses. But you could argue against good to very good teams. Torino is kind of middling. Bologna is a good team, and Lazio, of course, a very good team. So I think this is a good spot for AC Milan to bounce back. Got knocked out of the Champions League. You could focus on the league. Going on the road, I get it still, but against a bad team like Lecce, 1.83, I really like it. One of my favorite bets. Are you doing something?
Yeah, yes, I know. Also one of my favorite bets this weekend. AC Milan, yeah, losing three in a row against Lecce. I think this is their chance to win a game again
All right.
or start winning again.
Yes, yes, start a winning streak. I agree. Next up, Inter hosting Monza. Inter wins set at 1.14, which I totally understand. Monza is just awful. Inter at home should not slip up here. And even Inter halftime, full time, like low value. So kind of skipping this game. Are you doing something?
Uh, no, no, also not. I agree with you on this one. A little bit too low and over 3.5 Inter. No.
Yeah, not especially not against Monza. All right. Next up, Hellas Verona hosting Bologna. Verona wins set at 4.9. Bologna wins set at 1.85. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, last time I kind of told you it's hard trusting Bologna on the road. If you look at the road record, it's just awful. They lost against Parma their last road game. Before that, a 0-0 draw against Lecce. Once in a while they win a road game, but not very much. But I do like them here. I Verona, they average like one goal a game, and they've allowed 56 goals already this season. Should be a game they win on the road against Hellas Verona. Are you doing something?
Yeah, yeah. If there's a game that or an away game that they should win, it's definitely this one. Hellas Verona sitting at 15th or 16th in the league. So yeah,
They're 14, but okay.
14th. Oh, okay. But yeah, but still, it's 20 points difference still. So so they should win this one, and very interesting also for Bologna.
Yeah. Now, the thing that concerns me, like I said, Bologna's not good on the road, so I'm not making this a best bet, but I do believe Bologna will win this game. But they had a 0-0 draw against Lecce, and Lecce is actually worse than Verona. So that kind of goes against the point I made. But listen, man, I think this is a good spot for Bologna to win again on the road. All right, next up, Napoli hosting Fiorentina. Napoli wins set at 1.61. Fiorentina wins set at 6.1. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Napoli kind of in a bad spot. Five straight games without a win. Also, one loss in between against Como, so that's bad. But for Fiorentina, man, it's even worse. One win in the last five, is it, and four losses. Two of those games they haven't even scored a goal. They shot blank against Como and against Hellas Verona. So I'm not sure they will score against Napoli. Catching 1.61 Napoli at home. For a long stretch, they look like the best team in the Serie A. Now, Inter has overtaken them for the number one spot. But I still think Napoli is a very good team. Fiorentina also coming off a short week, short rest. They played on Thursday. So going on the road now, bad spot. Give me Napoli all day. What are you doing?
Yeah, Napoli, of course, yes, but I'm looking at the over 2.5 here. Yeah, that's I know Fiorentina doesn't score, but who says they are not extra motivated player against Napoli? So I'm going for the over 2.5.
All right. Not a bad spot. I think Napoli could score 3 goals here. All right, next up, Empoli hosting Roma. Empoli wins set at 4. Roma wins set at 2.04. Line for Torgo set at 2.5. Now, Roma, they've been playing well under the new coach, also on the road. Before they hired a new coach, they were just absolutely awful on the road. But now 3 wins out of the last 5 on the road. Only 1 loss against AC Milan. So I think they can win this game. Of course, it worries me a little bit. Also, a team that played on Thursday, a short rest. Now you travel to Empoli. My play here is more both teams to score because I don't think, although Empoli is not a team that scores a lot, I don't think Roma shuts out Empoli on the road after a short week. So I kind of like both teams to score here, sitting at 1.91, slightly less value than Roma winning. Are you doing something?
Yeah, actually, I'm more on the Roma. They surprised me actually with their performance against Athletic Bilbao. Didn't expect them to win that game, but yeah, they still did. And yeah, like you said, the new coach is he really turned things around, and I think a game against Empoli doesn't matter if they play during the week or need to play again next week. They because they play on Thursday, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so no, it's enough time. So I'm uh, I'm gonna try Roma.
All right. Next up, Juventus hosting Atalanta. Juventus wins 2.55. Atalanta wins set at 3. A line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, neither of these teams are in really great form. I guess Juventus is in slightly better form. 3 wins out of the last 5, 2 losses. Atalanta only 1 win in the last 5. So, like I said, neither of these teams really in form. So I don't think there will be a lot of goals. Usually, Atalanta games, you can bank on goals, but not on the road at Juventus. I think it will be tough to score goals here. And Juventus themselves, they like to defend, maybe score a goal, keep things tight at the back. So I'm looking at under 2.5 goals in this game. What are you doing?
Yeah, on the 2.5, sitting at 1.81. I think that's the way to go. For me, I think this game will be a draw, maybe 1-1 or a 0-0 draw, but I don't think there will be more goals scored than two. So yeah, I'm also on the under 2.5.
Yeah, and the history also backs that 1 out of the last 6 head-to-head matchups has seen over 2.5 goals. So,
So
yeah,
yeah,
kind of tells you where this is going.
yeah,
All right, next up, Lazio hosting Udinese. Now, usually we don't like to bet Monday games, kind of the one of the worst days of the week to bet games, but I do like Lazio at home here. Lazio 1.7, Udinese 5.6, line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Lazio at home, they've been very good. Back-to-back wins. So it seems like they're kind of picking things up again after 3 straight games without a win. And 2 out of those games were against Inter and Napoli, two very good teams. So I understand Udinese kind of in form, 5 straight games without a loss. But this man, it was against Venezia. Okay, the draw against Napoli, I guess that's a good result. But then Empoli, Lecce, and Parma. So not great teams at all. I like Lazio here. What are you doing?
yeah. I agree. Like last year also, but they played an away game in the Europa League, was it? So yeah, it's maybe not gonna be one of the easiest games for them, but I would maybe just go for the uh, over 2.5.
Yeah, I don't really like the over 2.5, especially against a team like Udinese, where you know just gonna sit back and defend. So this could be a 1-0, 2-0 win for Lazio. Possibly Udinese gets a goal, they catch them on the break. So the 2.5, over 2.5, it could happen. Not banking on that. I'm just taking Lazio for a win. Wraps up Serie A. So next up, Premier League. Uh, First game on the schedule. Nottingham Forest hosting Manchester City. Forest wins set at 4.1. City wins set at 1.93. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Forest, they've I guess if you look at the last 7 games, they have one impressive win, the 7-0 against Brighton. But listen, man, 7 goals, you could that's a one-off, right? So you could just write
Yeah.
that off as a one-off. Like they're not scoring 7 goals in this game. And they lost against Bournemouth 5-0. They lost against Fulham. They lost against Newcastle, where they were down big and kind of clawed back. Against Arsenal, that was such a boring game. I don't think either team was really trying to score in that game. Now, I don't believe City has really turned things around, but they've looked better, right? The games they recently lost were against Real Madrid, Liverpool, Arsenal. They got beaten badly by Arsenal, so that's not good. But at least they got beaten by good teams. So I have more faith in City in this game. What are you doing?
No, I don't have that faith you have in City. Nottingham Forest, they had their troubles the last 6 games, I think. Just winning two, I think, and losses, draws, but they're still sitting on third, and this is a game for them that they really need to win to stay on the third spot. They're playing at home. It's against City. They know City is vulnerable. Nottingham Forest, if they score first, they're not losing this game. So I am on Forest playing at home. Double chance Forest.
Yeah, I understand. I don't entirely disagree with you, Forrest. They've been very good at home. One loss in the last 12 home games. So that kind of backs your point. But like I said, they haven't played well. They will defend, like you said. So if they score first, it could get ugly for City. But if City scores first, I don't think Forest has a chance to climb back. If Forest scores first, City at least has a chance to climb back because they'll dominate possession. Forest will just sit back and defend and try to frustrate City, counter them. So I have more faith in City, but I guess they could park the bus, get a goal, and just leave it like that. They sneak out a 1-0 win. I guess that's possible, but I have a little bit more faith in City.
Yeah, okay, agree to disagree then. I want Forest this weekend.
All right. Obviously, a lot of value on Forest, and if you believe they'll win, just play them straight up. So good odds. All right, next up, Brighton hosting Fulham. Brighton wins set at 2.07. Fulham wins set at 3. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, this is kind of a easy to over 2.5. Both teams in tremendous form. Brighton 5 straight wins. Fulham 4 wins out of the last 5, and if you go back even further, 5 out of the last 6. They scored a lot of goals, so I don't think either team's shutting out the other one. Brighton 44 goals scored. Fulham 40 over the season, and Brighton also 39 allowed. Fulham 36. So I believe there will be goals here over 2.5. What are you doing?
Yeah, over 2.5. I agree. Both teams, like you say, incredible form. Just one loss in the last 6. Brighton, I think everything turned around for them after the 7-0 defeat against Nottingham. So after that, they won 5 straight. So Brighton is playing at home, so give it an advantage to the home team. But over 2.5, I agree.
All right. Next up, Liverpool hosting Southampton. Liverpool wins set at 1.12. So, not much to argue about in this game. The best team in the league playing the worst team in the league. But since we're talking Liverpool, maybe a chance to talk about the Champions League game against Paris Saint-Germain, where Liverpool, man, they just got very lucky. Paris was just outplaying them from start to finish. Now they get a goal late and sneak out a win. What do you think about that game?
Yeah, man, it was I watched that game from beginning to the end. And Paris Saint-Germain actually they dominated everything. They needed to score the goal, the offside goal. I mean, come on, the guy. What was it? 2 millimeters or something? An offside goal. So yeah, yeah. Paris Saint-Germain, they should have won, but Liverpool, they were just efficient and yeah. So not saying that they deserve to win, but if you don't score, you definitely don't win. So I think it was a good win for Liverpool.
Yeah, it was a great win for Liverpool given the circumstances. And listen, man, I think they should change that offside rule. It's just ridiculous. The
Yeah.
player actually has no advantage in that spot. So why would you cancel that goal? Sometimes the offside rule just bothers me. It bothers me a lot. Um, Paris, they should have won that game easily, but like you said, if you don't score, you're definitely not winning.
Yeah, yeah, they are looking at that rule because they want to change it. I think they're gonna start the next World Cup. They want to test it or the Conference Cup. So we'll see. It irritates me also because player has no advantage at all.
Yeah.
Just his toe is offside. That's ridiculous. So.
Next up, Crystal Palace hosting Ipswich. Crystal Palace wins set at 1.52. Ipswich wins set at 7. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Ipswich, 3 straight losses, and this man, 1 win out of the last 9. Not in good form, and this man, not a good team overall. Crystal Palace, they're only sitting 12th, but since hiring the new coach, man, they've been great. I get they have two, let's call it, not great losses at home against Everton and against Brentford. But other than that, man, all wins overall. So at Ipswich should be another win. Are you doing something?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I'm on Crystal Palace also, sitting at 12, still higher than Manchester United. So yeah, so it's Crystal Palace this weekend.
All right. Next up, Brentford hosting Villa. Brentford wins set at 2.32. Villa wins set at 3. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, listen, Villa, obviously a team that's not good on the road. They won the last road game midweek Champions League against Bruges. Not sure they really deserve to win that game. Now,
No, they should have got a red card also. So.
yeah, usually you visit those Bruges games. Did you go this week?
No. This week I was too late for the tickets. It was a important game in Bruges, so they were sold out.
All right, no problem. Okay, so like I said, Villa not great on the road. They snuck out a win against Bruges. They actually didn't deserve to win that game. Before that, 3 straight losses against Palace, Wolves, and Monaco. And Brentford now they started the season very well at home, but last couple of home games not great, man. 7 straight games at home without a win. That's a bad spot. But at home, more rested against a team that struggles on the road like Villa. I have to back Brentford here. What are you doing?
I'm also backing Brentford. I agree. Over 3.5, that's a little bit too much this game. Aston Villa played during the week, so yeah, they need to play again on Wednesday, I think it is. So yeah, I'm going for the home team.
All right. I'm joining you there. Next up, Wolves hosting Everton. Wolves win set at 2.7. Everton win set at 3. Line for total goals set at 2.5. I don't really have a play in this game. I think it will be a very low scoring game. So maybe look at the under 2.5. But Team, these teams are very close to each other, so not doing anything. Or are you doing something?
No, I'm skipping this one also.
All right, next up, Tottenham hosting Bournemouth. Tottenham win set at 2.7. Bournemouth win set at 2.5. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, listen, man, I don't know what's going on with Tottenham. They're just awful. Now, back-to-back losses without scoring a goal. I know Bournemouth also lost two out of the last three games. But listen, man, the 1-0 loss against Wolves, they received an early red card. Like, that kind of messed up the outcome of the game. Then they lost against a very good informed Brighton team. Um, but Tottenham's losses are even worse, man. They lost Thursday on the road against the Eredivisie team, which it doesn't get any worse than that. And now you have to play again on Sunday against a Bournemouth team that they're actually good, right? Like I said, two out of the last three they lost, but so not in great form. But you can make an argument for those losses. So I like Bournemouth here. I think Bournemouth's the better team. I don't trust Tottenham at all at the moment. They have big issues. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I agree. Winning against United, yeah, what they did, yeah, is not something that's very impressive. So especially not this season. So yeah, I think that says more about Manchester United than Tottenham's performance that game. But I agree. If there is an away team that has a very big chance of winning this weekend, Bournemouth is definitely one of them. Over 3.5, no, I wouldn't look at that because Tottenham isn't. But they score a lot.
Yeah, they score a
Yeah.
lot and have scored 53 goals over the season, which is the second highest in the league. So they do score a lot. They could score here. So over 3.5, not a bad look, I would say.
Yeah, but I would just go for the Bournemouth win.
Yeah, obviously, I'm going for Bournemouth win. Definitely. All right. Next up, Chelsea hosting Leicester City. Now listen, Chelsea coming off a Thursday game, road game, bad spot. I get it, but listen, man, Leicester City. I've been beating this drum all season. They're not the same team. They don't have a good coach, so Chelsea should win easily here, right?
Yeah, the last win was against Tottenham. Also says a lot about they are playing away, uh, to be clear, and they still won. So yeah, I'm not on Leicester City this weekend. That would be impossible against Chelsea.
Yeah,
No, 3.5 maybe, but
yeah, not sure about that. Five straight losses for Leicester City, only one goal scored across those five games. So, not really banking on Leicester City to score goals here.
no.
All right, next up, United hosting Arsenal. United wins set at 5.8. Arsenal wins set at 1.76. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Arsenal coming off maybe the best win of the season,
Yeah.
7-1 against PSV. So that game was also crazy. And United coming off a draw against Sociedad on Thursday when the coach is already complaining about how hard it is to play in the Europa League and short rest and oh this and that and just whining. So no faith you can have in United are you doing something.
Yeah, no, no. In United, definitely not. The Arsenal, yeah, a good win, but they were also lucky that game. Should have got a red card also, but the coach changed substituted the player immediately in the first half because he really should have got a red card. But that would have changed the game. But yeah, other than that, they played very well. Scored 7 goals, so that says a lot. But I'm looking more at the over 2.5 instead of a Arsenal win.
Yeah, the over 2.5 gives you a little bit more value, and I guess you could trust United to score a goal at home. So over 2.5, actually a great look. But Arsenal should win this game. There's like no way I'm seeing United winning this game. No, something really would have to go wrong in this game for United to upset Arsenal here.
Yeah, I think something already went wrong because it was a draw against Sociedad. I really thought they would lose that game against Real Sociedad, but somehow they managed to score a goal and
Yeah, but Sociedad is a
ends
team
up in
that
the draw.
doesn't really score that much. So Arsenal has a lot more firepower than Sociedad. If you look at Sociedad, total goals in La Liga, not great. So Arsenal is a team that offers a lot more trouble up front. So United then they'll have their hands full here. All right. Next up, West Ham hosting Newcastle. West Ham wins set at 3.35. Newcastle wins set at 2.23. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, listen, man, I know West Ham coming off back-to-back wins. The first one where they only had two shots on goal against Arsenal, where Arsenal received a red card. The same player that was substituted in the PSV game. I think the I think that guy has a trouble. He has a problem. So, but like I said, they won against Arsenal, 1-0. Then they beat Leicester City. Everybody beats Leicester City. So the back-to-back wins for West Ham doesn't really tell me that much. And I know Newcastle back-to-back losses, but against much better competition, Liverpool and Brighton. So I'm backing Newcastle here. I don't think West Ham's good. They haven't been good this season, and the back-to-back wins, well, that doesn't convince me one bit. So. Give me Newcastle, great value. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on this one. I'm also on Newcastle this weekend, and very good odds.
Yeah. All right. That wraps up the Premier League. Let's get to the Eredivisie. Next up, Fortuna hosting Heracles. Fortuna wins set at 2.25. Heracles wins set at 2.5. Uh, Heracles wins set at 3.5. Line for total goals set at 2.5. I don't think they're going on the road and beating Fortuna here. If you look at Heracles' road record, well, one win against Almere City. Not great. So, are you doing something here?
But Fortuna not doing that great themselves. They haven't had a good start in the of the of the year 2025. Started real bad. One draw and just one win, and four losses. I think so. Yeah, I'm not sure Fortuna is gonna just win this game easy. I was more thinking about a draw because Fortuna won against RKC. Yeah, RKC is getting a little bit better now, but the game wasn't that impressive for Fortuna or I mean from Fortuna. So I'm uh, I'm still on Amelo double chance.
All right. Next up, PSV hosting Heerenveen. PSV wins set at 1.23. Heerenveen wins set at 12. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, it seems to get worse and worse and worse for PSV. Now, three straight losses. They got knocked out of the cup against Go Ahead Eagles, a game where I thought like no chance Go Ahead Eagles wins this game, and then you get a chance to get revenge in the Eredivisie same weekend. I'm like, okay, you lost midweek, now you have to bounce back. No way PSV is losing this game, and they lost again, even blew a lead, and then you just get smashed by Arsenal 7-1. So confidence should be very low here. I don't know why the odds for Heerenveen are like 12. Like I get why you would favor PSV, they're still the better team, but 12 catching 12 is just ridiculous. If you put Heerenveen plus 2.5 goals, you still get an odd of 1.66. So that means PSV should win this game by at least 3 goals, which I'm not seeing happening. Or are you doing something here?
Yeah, I agree. I would just go for a double chance here. I mean, PSV, they totally lost it. And the confidence after Tuesday or Wednesday is nothing other than zero. So I would I would just try double chance Heerenveen.
All right. Next up, Willem II hosting Utrecht. Willem II wins set at 4.35. Utrecht wins set at 1.97. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Utrecht finally won a game again after six straight games without a win, which was a good win at home. Just a small 1-0 win over Breda, but still a good performance. Willem II, a team that hasn't won in seven. The last one was a 4-1 win against NEC. Now, Willem II, they don't win that much. Utrecht, at the start of the season, they were very good on the road. They've kind of thrilled a little bit in the last four road games, but still only one loss in the last four and one loss overall in the season. So going on the road against Willem II, I get it. Still, you have to back Utrecht here, right?
Yeah, back in Utrecht, definitely they won against Breda. I think this is that was a win they definitely needed after disappointing last 5 games. But the third spot is it's getting difficult for them to keep it if they keep playing like they did the last 6 games. So yeah, against Willem too, I think they're gonna change or turn things around. So I'm on Utrecht this weekend.
All right, next up, PEC hosting Ajax. PEC wins set at 5.8. Ajax wins set at 1.64. Line filter goal set at 2.5. Now, I get it. Ajax, they played on Thursday, so again, short week, not a lot of rest. But 1.64 is kind of good value for Ajax. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. And the over 2.5 sitting at 1.7. That's very interesting. Also, PEC they usually score uh, against Ajax when they play against each other, and and now it's a game after Ajax played midweek, uh, so uh, I'm looking at the over 2.5 actually.
Yeah, over 2.5 gives you a little bit more value. Short rest, so for Ajax, so Peck should be able to get a goal here. I do think Ajax will win this game. So Ajax win, both teams to score. That's a play I really like. Gives you even more value. Uh, I get it. A loss against Frankfurt wasn't great, but Frankfurt, they've been overall a good team this season. So Peck obviously not on that level. All right. Next up, NEC hosting Go Ahead Eagles. NEC wins set at 2.23. Go Ahead Eagles wins set at 3.4. And line for total goals set at 2.5. Another game I'm really looking to do anything. I'm actually favoring Go Ahead Eagles here. I know technically Neck is favored in this game, but I'm leaning towards Go Ahead Eagles because I think they're in better form. Back-to-back wins over PSV should give you a lot of confidence. Only two losses out of the last, what's it, 10, 12 games, while Neck is sitting on five straight games without a win. So not great. Or are you doing something here?
Yeah, but that's the danger here. People now think, oh, go ahead, Eagles, winning against PSV two games in a row, but they're on a high at the moment, and NEC desperately need a win, because they haven't won in 5. So yeah, if there's a team that I'm gonna put my money on, it's gonna be NEC.
Well, then I would rather play the over 2.5. Like I'm not trusting NEC, but if you're hesitating on Go Ahead Eagles, then it's the over 2.5 because if NEC were to win this game, well, they're gonna have to score twice because I'm not seeing them shutting out Go Ahead Eagles. All right. Next up, Twente hosting Almere City. Twente wins only 1.28. Almere City, of course, one of the worst teams in the league, so uh, you can't really back them going on the road against Twente, right?
No, no, definitely not. You should maybe look at the over 3.5, but yeah, maybe still a little bit too much. So The Twente win, but not very interesting.
No, yes, I'm also staying away from that game. Now that wraps up the Eredivisie. Let's get to La Liga. First game, Celta hosting Leganes. Celta win set at 1.53. Leganes win set at 7. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Celta, the better team, I get it, but 1.53 too low. I'm looking at the over 2.5 here because Celta, they're sitting 10th, but they still have a goal difference of -2. They allow more than they score. They've already allowed 40 goals, and Leganes themselves, they've allowed 38 goals. So I could really see goals being scored in this game. Leganes averaging close to 1 goal a game. So over 2.5, that's a player like gives you a lot of value. Not backing Celta at 1.53. I get it, they're sitting 10, but like I said, they've allowed more goals than Leganes, so uh, I think that's also something notable. Are you doing something here?
So you should look at the over 2.5 then maybe sitting at one
Yeah,
point.
that's what I said.
Yes, yeah. So for me, I agree. So I'm also on the over 2.5.
All right. Next up, Alaves hosting Villarreal. Alaves win set at 3.05. Villarreal win set at 2.43. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, another game, Alaves just in bad form. Villarreal sitting fifth. So obviously you understand why they are favored here. But Villarreal on the road, not great. I get it, back-to-back wins. Last win against Rayo, a little bit lucky after Rayo received a red card, kind of changed up the game. Then a 2-1 win against Las Palmas, a Las Palmas team that's not great. And this man, you could argue Las Palmas was a little bit better in that game. 20 shots, while Villarreal only had 9 shots. So, and of course, Las Palmas had a little bit more ball possession. So, I don't think Villarreal is great at home. Alaves desperate for a win. I'm going for an upset here. I'm taking Alaves. What are you doing?
Well, I was sitting on 19th in the league. Yeah, I understand Villarreal, not good at their away games. Yeah, but still, this is one of the games that they should win. And so I'm maybe looking at the over 2.5, but I'm still just thinking of a Villarreal win. Alaves, no, it's gonna be a too difficult game for them.
Yeah, I think Alaves sneaks at least out a draw. I'm going for an upset, but Villarreal's not winning this game. I don't believe they're winning this game.
Okay, well, keep that in mind for next week.
All right, no problem. Next up, Valencia hosting Valladolid. Valencia wins set at 1.38. Valladolid wins set at 10.5. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now listen, man. Valencia is number 18. Valladolid's number 20. But Valencia winning only 1.38. That's ridiculous, right? Like these
Yeah,
are two of the worst teams in the league, and
yeah.
only 1.38. That's just absolutely crazy. I get it, Valladolid's bad. They don't score a lot. They allow a lot, so Valencia should win, but 1.38, things could go sideways for Valencia in this game because they're obviously also not a great team. I'm not playing Valencia here. Are you doing something?
No, I'm not playing Valencia also. Over 2.5, maybe, but yeah, no, still these two teams don't score a lot this season, so this is just a game to skip.
All right. Next up, Barcelona hosting Osasuna. Barcelona wins set at 1.2. Osasuna wins set at 13. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, Barcelona obviously in good form. This man, the last time they lost was against Atletico Madrid. That was back in December before Christmas. So obviously on a roll. But still, Osasuna, they're a sneaky good team, right? Now, I don't think Osasuna has enough to win this game. But if you're taking Osasuna in a handicap plus 2.5, you still get 1.71. So all they have to do is keep the game close. And if you know Osasuna, they're gonna park the bus, right? They're gonna defend, defend, defend. Now, obviously, things could go sideways quickly if Barcelona were to score early in the game. Then they just could ramp up the score and score 5 goals. But I believe Osasuna has enough to defend well and keep the game close. So plus 2.5 Osasuna, I like that. Are you doing something?
Yeah, and Osasuna, of course, they won the first game this season, playing at home 4-2. Impressive. So that's why I don't believe that they'll win this game, or maybe even draw. Barcelona, they also surprised me with a win against Benfica. I really thought that it was, gonna be a Benfica win, or at least a draw. But yeah, they still managed to win that game. Was impressive. So I'm on Barcelona this weekend. I'm not. I don't think Osasuna is capable
Yeah,
of.
like I said, I don't think Osasuna wins this game. I'm just hoping they keep it close. Like Barcelona at home, they already have some wins were like okay, 1-0 against Alaves, 1-0 against Rayo. So I'm like, okay, Osasuna obviously better than Alaves, maybe a little bit on the same level as Rayo. So, like I said, all they have to do is keep it close. I'm taking Osasuna plus 2.5. So, uh, 3 goal difference, Barcelona win could happen. Not really seeing that happen. So, give me Osasuna and taking Barcelona for a win. Just values too low.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, next up, Getafe hosting Atletico Madrid. Getafe wins set at 4.6. Atletico Madrid wins set at 2.02. Line for total goals set at 1.5, which is a little bit crazy given these teams met a couple of weeks ago and Atletico Madrid won 5-0. So Getafe obviously not in great form, back-to-back losses, and the last loss against Leganes, which is one of the worst teams in the league. So I get it, Atletico Madrid play the road game. Is it a road game? Okay, against Real Madrid. Call it a road game. But now, so not much travel. So going on the road against Getafe, they shouldn't be that tired. They should have enough in the tank to win this game. Or are you doing something?
Yeah, Atletico Madrid, I think they're going all in for the return game against Madrid. Something tells me that they're gonna make it, but I don't know. It's the dislike I have for Real Madrid, but I have a feeling that they're gonna make it um, against Real. So feeling tells me that they're gonna, let this game slide. So mm, I'm a double chance Getafe.
Like, can you really let this game slide? Like,
No.
I know you're second in the league, 1 point behind Barcelona. Can you really afford to let games slide? Because now, if Real Madrid were to win against Rayo, the games that's coming up next, now you're sitting third. You diminish your chances of winning the league. I think winning the league is also important to them.
Yes, yes, it is. But beating Real Madrid, I think it's higher on their table at the moment.
No, I would say advancing in the Champions League is higher. Like, okay, but winning the Champions League may be higher than winning the league. But even if you advance, you still have a small chance of winning the Champions League. If you stay 1 point behind Barcelona, you have a higher chance to win La Liga, and that's also important, right? So. I don't think they're letting this game slide. They're fielding the strongest 11. I like Atletico Madrid here.
Okay, yeah, and we'll see that.
All right, next up, Real Madrid hosting Rayo. Real Madrid wins set at 1.26. Rayo wins set at 12. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, again, another game, low value, backing Real Madrid here, 1.26, even halftime, full time. That gives you some value at 1.84, but Rayo is a team that could defend and really frustrate Real Madrid. And we've seen games where Real Madrid, well, um, they kind of sleepwalk through games. Let's call it that. Maybe a little bit arrogant, but they kind of sleepwalk through a lot of games. So this is another game where you could look to play Rayo plus 2.5 goals. Rayo keeps it close. Are you doing something here?
Yeah, no, like I said, it's you know, too. low of value for the Madrid and over 3.5. That's a lot. There, I think they're also with the game against Atletico in their head. So yeah, I don't think we can expect a lot this weekend from Real.
Yeah, and that's one reason why you would, of at least another reason why you would take Rayo plus 2.5. Because if it stays under 3.5, good chance Rayo scores a goal and just keeps it close here. Rayo plus 2.5 should cash. All right, next up, Betis hosting Las Palmas. Betis win set at 1.44. Las Palmas win set at 7.5. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now Betis, now they've lost one game, but since transferring for Anthony, well, they really took off. So what are you doing here?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. No, no, I'm still not much value actually. This game, for me, it still just looks like a draw. So I'm gonna skip this one.
Yeah, value on Betis side 1.44, a little bit too low. So um, this is a game to skip. All right, next up, Bilbao hosting Mallorca. Bilbao win set at 1.62. Mallorca win set at 6.5. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Bilbao back-to-back losses, but listen, man, against good teams, Atletico Madrid and AS Roma, Mallorca one win in the last, what's it, 10 games. After their five game losing streak and drought, they finally managed to win a game again. Also, three draws in the last four. So kind of four straight games without a loss for Mallorca here, but not against great teams, right? They won against Las Palmas, but then draw against Alaves and against Sevilla and Osasuna. Now they're going on the road against a Bilbao team that I get it coming off a road game on Thursday, so that worries me a little bit. But 1.62 for Bilbao against Mallorca, good odds, right?
Yeah, yes, I agree. I agree. Just go for the Bilbao win. Like you said, two losses in a row. So for the confidence is good to take a win against Mallorca.
All right. Next up, Sociedad hosting Sevilla. Sociedad wins set at 2.18. Sevilla wins set at 3.8. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Sociedad, another key team that played on Thursday, but a home game, so no travel. Now they stay at home hosting Sevilla. Listen, man, if you watch Sevilla and Sociedad this season, you know these are teams that don't really score that much. Sociedad still averaging less than a goal a game, and they will defend, and Sevilla will also defend. So I don't think there will be a lot of goals here. Under 2.5 goals is a play I like. I also like Sociedad to win this game because Sevilla not the same this season. They haven't been for a while. They win once every 5 games or something. So give me Sociedad. What are you doing?
Yeah, I agree. Sociedad also, although it's a game for Sevilla, to enter the top 10 after a long time. So I'm on Sociedad, but it won't be an easy game.
All right. Next up, Espanyol hosting Girona. Espanyol win set at 3.3. Girona win set at 2.35. Line for Zorgo set at 2.5. Now it's a Monday game. You said it a couple times we don't really like the Monday games. And I already have two bets I like on Monday. Newcastle winning and Lazio winning. So not pushing my luck. Are you doing something here?
No, no, I think if there's one Monday game to skip, you're right. It will be this one.
All right. Now, that wraps up La Liga and that wraps up all picks. So, of course, we got to give a quick recap for our best bets. I like Utrecht to win. I like AC Milan to win. I like Napoli to win. Wolfsburg, Frankfurt, Atletico Madrid, Sociedad, and Athletic Bilbao. Sergio, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm on Milan also, but I have of course Bologna. Napoli Fiorentina over 2.5. I have Brighton over 2.5. Bournemouth for a win. Manchester United Arsenal over 2.5. Utrecht voor een win. Villarreal voor een win.
All right. Now, like I said, guys, that wraps it up for this weekend. Like we always say, bet smart, bet with your head, set your limits, and stay within your means. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, good weekend, everybody.